Let's rewind the clock. 4 years ago, I was a senior in high school, and all I really cared about was school and video games. And I played a lot of video games. I was obsessed with PC gaming, technology, computer culture, essentially everything about it. In fact, I loved it so much that I made a YouTube channel around it. Now, if this sounds like you, great. If not, that's totally fine. But there was one channel at the time that embodied everything that I loved. This channel stood above the rest, at the tippity top. It had the best cast, it had the best editing, the best ideas. That channel was Linus Tech Tips. As sort of a tribute to that awesome channel, I'm gonna be remaking their intro in 48 hours with a little bit of my own twist. Alright, so I'm grabbing gas and then I'm gonna grab some coffee. I don't really buy coffee that much. Normally I just make it at home because it's so much cheaper. But there's something about Starbucks coffee that just hits harder. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just suck at making it. But it just hits harder, you know? Alright, let's get to work. Okay, so honestly, I'm not quite sure where to start with this animation, but I figure I'm gonna watch it through, maybe frame by frame, analyze it, and hopefully I can kind of figure something out along the way. We've got a cube. That cube bounces, jitters a little, turns into like an iPad, turns into a laptop, turns into a desktop monitor, turns into a desktop, and does, I don't know what that is. And then eventually we've got headphones, a head appears, the mouth slides down, we've got the text. Now, I think it is important to emphasize here, like I'm not trying to just rip off this intro, I'm not just trying to completely copy it. What I'm trying to do is break it down, figure out how it was made, make my own version with a little bit of a twist to it, so I can just be better at animation. Like that's one of the best ways to learn. So I'm thinking for my version of the intro, I wanna do like Josh's camera tips. So maybe have like a camera turn into a lens, turn into maybe a computer to a coffee, or just something really cool like that. So that's what I need to figure out. Okay, so this is probably gonna be really embarrassing. Again, I do video, I'm not an illustrator, but I'm gonna try to sketch all my icons first before I move to Illustrator, just because I find it a lot easier if I draw them freehand, put them into Illustrator, and then I can make them look nice. I don't know if this is the best way to do it, but it's the way I'm gonna do it. Candy and coffee, that's the editing combo for today. I'm currently devouring a pint of chocolate chip cookie dough Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Kind of shows you how things are going. See, anytime I'm really pushing myself and making something that's kind of above my skill level a little bit, you go through those valleys. It's like those peaks when things start to work out and you find a piece to the puzzle, and those valleys when you're just like, this sucks, this is the worst thing I've ever made. The fact that I'm eating sympathy ice cream kind of shows where I'm at. I'm looking at this, I don't know what to do. I don't know. My spoon just fell. Now there's ice cream on my pants. Ugh. So I'm realizing now, like, this isn't gonna look like the Linus Tech Tip intro. There's just no way. I mean, I'm looking at a blue background with a coffee bean right now. So now I've got all these doubts, like, do I want to use their music even? Should this just be a Linus Tech Tips inspired intro? I mean, that was sort of the plan from the beginning. Okay, I know what I need to do. I just need to start something. I need to slap some text on there. I need to finish up an asset. I need to do something. I need to achieve something. Ha! Oh my gosh, so I feel like I finally found my rhythm. I got something going and it looks good. So let me show you where I'm at. Yes, it's 4:00 p.m. and that's all I've got done. I'm not the fastest at animation today, and honestly, a lot of it was just trial and error and really figuring out what I wanted to make. I didn't know how I was gonna do this morning. I didn't know what direction to take. I had to draw all the things and then I didn't use everything. But I feel like I finally know where I'm going. I know how to get there. Now I just need to put in the time, but you know, I need a break. So I'm gonna try and get a run in. It's only 4 p.m., but it's already just about dark. So I'm gonna get a run in, refresh, come back tonight, and then finish up tomorrow. Alright, so it's 7:30 p.m. right now. What I really need to do is just focus and work and not worry about filming myself, getting different angles, or even really explaining anything. I just need to dig into this and make some real progress. So that's what I'm going to do for the next 2.5 hours. Alright, so it's currently about 6:45. I made some breakfast, some of my famous eggnog coffee. I feel like yesterday I actually wasn't that productive. I spent a lot of time just kind of in my own head planning things out and not too much time executing. Like, I don't have a ton to show for it. Towards the end of the night, I definitely made some progress. But today, I just want to go super hard, polish everything off, and just make it look awesome. I do not want to extend this to like a week project. We're sticking to 2 days. Let's get to work. Get far enough into a project and you just finish like a cool sequence and you're stoked on it and you're just listening to it again and again, playing it back and forth like 7 times. That's where I'm at right now. I have made progress. Check out this bean jumping in the air, splitting apart into coffee, filling the cup and splashing out. Check this out. I'll probably do a little more to it, but it's looking pretty dang good. Next, we've got the cup turning into the camera lens, which turns into the camera and flashes real quick. Again, we still want to do some fine tuning, but I'm just so happy with how this is looking. Now, this animation is still looking a little janky. It's not awful, but it's the least smooth, so I'm going to need to clean that up. I'm just so happy that I'm actually getting there. This has been a bit of a struggle. It's been a little outside my comfort zone, but I'm excited now. Like, when you can see the end and you know what it's going to look like. I still got some work to do, but I know it's going to be okay. I know it's something I'm going to be proud of. Export, add to media encoder. That's it. We're done. Video is rendering. That's all she wrote. If I don't stop this project now, I'm never gonna stop. I set a 2-day limit and I'm sticking to it. A lot of blood, sweat, tears, man hours, spaghetti sauce, coffee, a bunch of stuff went into making this happen. It's kind of just a giant meme, but I hope you enjoy. Okay, so at some point, some of you might want to make something like this for yourself. Now, if you've never opened After Effects, you're kind of out of luck. Like, there's no way I'm going to be able to explain this whole thing to you. Going from zero to a project like this, it could be a 5-hour tutorial. But for those of you that are at least a little bit familiar with After Effects, here's the 30-second explanation. Here's my main composition with everything expanded out. It may be helpful, but not really. Gradient ramp, tint, drop shadow, that's aesthetic. It might be tempting to keyframe it by hand. Don't do that. Grab the pen tool, apply that to the bean. Use the wiggle effect, and have fun with some crazy curves. Turn the bean into coffee, turbulent displace. For the coffee splash, turbulent displace with a wave warp. I use the bulge effect, more seamless. Gradient keyframe. Sometimes frame by frame is just the fastest way. Interpolated the keyframes. The speed graph, that's the value graph. And then of course a snarky little comment to sum it all up. I don't know if that was actually helpful, but if you want to screenshot some of those frames or just rewatch it a bunch of times to kind of get a general sense of how I made this, there you go. So right about now, I'm realizing this video was all over the place. But my creative process normally is. There's something so exciting about just having a blank canvas that you can make anything on, an empty timeline, a new project file. But it's also super terrifying. Going from an awesome idea to a terrible mock-up, to a little bit of progress, to back down to doubting yourself, to seeing that small glimmer of hope, and then turning that into a final project and seeing the end result, it's just so rewarding. It's also pretty standard for me when it comes to making videos. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed sort of the behind the scenes to my creative process, and you can see how I go about making things. Like, it's not this straight path, it's up and down, it's all over the place. As always, my name's Winiarski. Thank you so much for watching, have fun, stay creative, and I'll see you all in the next one. Oh, that's so good. It's just such a freaking bootleg knockoff, and I love it.